How goes it? There we are. We should be good. Okay. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Sweet. That should have us lined out now. I do a few quick. There we are. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we are. We got everybody now. What's up, everybody? How's it going? What's everybody want to go over? We are doing the Saturday stream here. What's up, Philip? How's it going? Lumbra, how's it going? Yeah. Does anybody need any help with teleport or that kind of thing? Hello, Hick Berkey from Turkey. Good to have you here. Welcome, everybody. Art1 joined. What's up? Bunch of folks over there. Raleigh New. How's it going? Philip Inert. Lobotomized. 30. Matt. How's it going? Welcome. First time, Matt. Appreciate you being here. What can I help you with? Most of the time, what we do inside these streams. Hey, Arika. Most of the time during these streams, what we do is I will help folks out with your Etsy store, your teleport layout, maybe something around how you're operating your print farm, anything along those lines. Or we'll just chat, see what's up, see what's doing. Had a video go out yesterday about M&H racing. Can answer questions about that. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, TFMG? Karate. Nice. Limbra. Trying to figure out how to apply a texture in on shape to a box with rounded corners. It's hard. I'm not finding the solution right now. I have no idea how to do it inside of on shape. I wish I did, but I don't. The big thing, we're going to have a tool released here probably in a few weeks that will apply textures to an STL file, and you'll be able to like paint it on. So that should be coming out in the fairly near future. The Print Brothers, how's it going, guys? Rosenberg REI, Craft, how's it going, folks? Let's see. Thanks. Hey, Spectrex FPV. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything I can help with here. Well, we got it. We're doing a test. We got Instagram over here, and we got YouTube over here. We're going to see which one wins. So, people on Instagram, get more people. People on YouTube, get more people. Driven X, thanks for the help. No problem, man. Don't know what I did, but I'll take the credit anytime it comes up. Yeah. So what are the questions folks have? Things you want to talk about? That kind of stuff. We'll go through pretty much anything that you want to. There are. Let's see here. Where do I want to go with this? Oh, I didn't know we had one of these still sitting around here. Ooh, yeah. Teaser for a video coming out next week. Yeah, big teaser for the video coming out next week. These are fun. I'm very excited about these here in the near term, and we'll get to see how well they work and how people react to them. First time caller, long time listener, finally getting things up on my first portal, industrial designer the last 25 years. You guys, hey, thanks, Fred. You're doing a portal. How are you going to promote it? What's your marketing strategy that you're going to use? Have you got an Instagram where you're going to show it off, say what it is, show why it's great, and then say who you are? That's the script. That is the script for Shorts content. That is how to do it. This is how you do a video on Instagram. Hey, everybody. So this is a new can popper. I designed this in my spare time. I'm trying to pay for college, but you can get a hold of it over there on my website. I'm a college kid who's been working on this for the last 10 years, and I think it's something everybody will really enjoy. So check out the new barrel can koozie over on slant3d.com. There's your video. Do that 20 more times. Fusion added mesh texturing, but I can't figure out how to apply to a curved surface. I would love a tool for texturing STLs. Yeah. we should have a tool like that coming out here pretty darn soon. Fusion did add it in, and it works pretty well. Fusion, though, is just so heavy in general to run in the browser that it's always got a thing. I've been trying to print 85A TPU on my P1S, and so far it seems like the extruder can't push enough when the filament is taut. I've been tuning the profile based on working 95A profile. Yeah, the fact that there's a challenge between 95A and 85A is a little bit weird, because 85A is not that much softer. There might, I don't know what it would be on a P1S. Yeah. Nice, Jimmy Z879. Been working on that for the weekend. Facebook check, Instagram check, others coming. Jimmy, don't do more than one platform. Pick Instagram, pick Facebook, do one of them. Otherwise, you'll be spread too thin, and you won't like it, and you won't have enough content, and none of it will get traction. You need to pick a platform and do that one. Pick Instagram, pick TikTok, pick Facebook. And also, you need to get it listed. If the item's not live right now, then you're doing too much prep work. Get it out there. Get it out there. Get it out there. All this, so many people get in their heads about like, oh, I got to get it all set up. No, get it out there. Get it for sale. That way it can sit there for a while. And if somebody wanders in your door, you can say, go there. And then get the Instagram up and rolling. Anybody from North Carolina waiting for the snow? Oh, that's right. You guys are going to get the snow down in North Carolina. I forgot about that. I can get it to work for a good 10 to 20 layers, then I have the symptoms of under extrusion. That's probably a retraction issue, actually. You're probably retracting too much. If you're printing with TPU, retraction should be turned off completely. A lot of people will run retraction on 95A and get away with it, but as you're getting softer, you're probably losing it, which is why it's failing. That sounds like, yeah, you've just got a scenario there. Hey, Valeria Momo, what's up, man? Okay, what about TikTok, Facebook, Insta would dual post to each other? If you have one, here's the thing, they all have different dynamics, different audiences, and different people. If you cross post on platforms, you're wasting two of the platforms, or you're gonna have noise. So you don't understand the platform if you're posting the same video across all three of them. You need to just work with one, and life is easier, and then you become good at that one. And then you can become backwards compatible with the others. But if you're cross-posting against them all, you're giving yourself more work. You're not understanding one of the platforms. Yeah, so all in things. Everest, WK. Hey man, it'll be in your email, but it'll also be in your YouTube profile. We invited you via the emails that we had there for all the things, so I don't know what's up with collaboration, but it was definitely sent a couple of times. I can do one more check, but the guys took care of that one. I would like to sell a special piece of equipment to make curtains slide better. Which platform should I advertise and sell, or just a standalone landing page for start? If you're in Central Europe, you should probably set up on a portals. That way you can sell into the United States. Etsy will have restrictions on you to some degree, and it's really tough to sell in the United States from there. But you want to get access to the biggest market. So that's generally the best way of doing it. CAD design tips. Your avoid slicer settings will be the sentence in my head designing the parts. Sweet. Yeah. It's so funny. We had, there was a conversation. The whole avoid slicer settings thing came up because what a lot of people always say is like, it printed fine on my machine. Why doesn't it print like that on your machines? And I'm like, because they're different machines. It's like if somebody walked up to you and was speaking a different language. And then they say, why don't you understand me? We're both speaking a language and we're both humans. And I'm like, yeah, but you're speaking a different language. Yeah, but why don't you understand it? Because we're speaking a language and we're both humans. It's the same when somebody walks up to you and says, I printed it on my machine. Why doesn't it print on your machine? Because you have a different machine. Yeah, but they're both 3D printers and we're both 3D printing. And I'm like, yeah, but you have a different machine. And it's really subtle differences because like amateur designers will always design towards their machine and their material. And they don't compensate for like differences in flow rate or differences in how hard a fan blows, which is different between every single machine. And if you're doing like super tight tolerances and that kind of thing and not making a robust design, it will always fail when you move to any other machine, because there's 200 variables that'll affect it. And if you have such a fine-tuned thing where your machine in your bedroom that's always at 68 degrees with that batch of 200 settings on that machine, as soon as one of those settings changes, the part changes. So using the slicer to define how a part will work is always a big old challenge. Any tips on working with high-temp materials for parts that need to be in a steam or industrial oven, around 150 for less than 20 minutes, 3 to 20 cycles a day? You're going to need to pick a material 150 to 200 C. You probably need to go into peak or Ultem, sounds like, if you're doing that. That's the big challenge with those things. Oh, no worries there, Alex. Yeah, I expect that, but like I would say just like Google it or something. That's an easy way to like check. And yeah, see where they are. I don't know where the collabs come through either. I know how to send them, but I don't know where they show up inside your dashboard. But I'm sure Google knows where it is since YouTube is their thing. Are your printers based on a type of model or just a straight custom printer? No, our printers aren't based on a particular model. We've been building our machines for about 5 to 7 years. So our machines are totally original design. When we first started, we started off very early on with a rep wrap bed slinger model, which we used for about 3 months because it was so garbage. And then we moved to a square box design that was based off a kit by a company called Flying Bear, which was way back when. We used that kit for like 5 machines, and then we just used the parts from that kit in order to build out basically our own box, because there were just too many screws and the assembly was garbage. And then on our version 4 machine, it was basically a full original design, original extruder, original motion system, all that stuff. Still a box, a Cartesian box, but like it was, yeah, it's been a fully original design ever since then. And then we did a fundamental redesign on version 13. No, version 11 was a totally original design. Version 14, totally original design. And then version 18 is a totally original design. The V10 Plus ones have all been kind of experimental. V14 went into production, which was an upgrade because we needed it to be automated by robots for more of the print-on-demand stuff that we were doing. And then we, with version 18, we've done an extruder redesign that's stupidly fundamental. Is one around? I feel like we used to have one of our new generation extruder blocks around here, but the extruder used to always be an assembly. So it used to be multiple parts put together. And now with the new V18 version, we're doing effectively a single aluminum machined block, which is better. So we're running through all that kind of stuff. It's possible it could be metal 3D printed one of these days, but we haven't gotten there yet. A second project I'm designing is a holder clamp for stacking photographic 100 millimeter plate fill fitters. The original one only holds 2, but I need thing, strange geometry. Oh, perfect. That's a good thing for 3D printing. Always support needed in element spaces 2 millimeters from each other because of overhangs. That's fair. I have no idea what this thing is, but kind of vibing. Sounds like the part probably needs to have like designed support inside of it. So, because I'll bet auto-generated support could potentially mess with it all. Ooh, wow, good time. Knock the camera over. Don't let around with stuff. Do you think your printers could have an edge over like a Core 1 in surface quality? No printers had an edge over any other machine for like the last 3 to 5 years. Bamboo came out. Bamboo's big thing. Bamboo got quality because they just sped up their machine and made 0.1 resolution the default quality. And then they were smart enough to put a control algorithm in that eliminates things like ringing by default. and they just tuned their settings, which the vast majority of manufacturers never did. Bamboo recognized that their machine was for people who knew nothing about 3D printing. So they designed it for people who knew nothing about 3D printing. And they also designed materials for people who knew nothing about 3D printing. Matte parts printed beautifully in 2019. There just weren't a lot of matte filaments. And then Bamboo brought out matte filaments and made that the default like gift material for bamboo materials, so that everybody would print with them because they look beautiful. The mechanics of the machines aren't radically different or new. So our machines were matching Prusa bamboo quality back in 2020. If people wanted to print at a 0.1 resolution. What the issue was is that a lot of people would always say, I want to print at 0.3 because I want to print it fast. And so, but it looks like garbage because it's printed at a 0.3 resolution. And now it's kind of rare or absurd to see someone print with a 0.3 resolution unless you're doing really functionalist parts. So yeah, the print quality has always kind of been a solved problem. It's mainly about the material you're running through it, which has gotten much better over the last couple of years with matte and just consistent manufacturing. And yeah, just printing at a high resolution from the start so that those errors run out. Also, I'm super excited by the fact that everybody's sort of default using starting to use fuzzy skin as like just a default option for making something look beautiful, because everybody recognizes, oh yeah, this makes all the problems disappear regardless of what your hardware is. And that's a big improvement. Do you think the main thing about our printers, the thing we designed for, is maintainability and long-term production? So a machine that runs for 10,000 hours is able to run for about a year or so continuously, 24/7. Our machines are spec'd to run for 3 to 5 years, 24/7. So they have to operate at that capability. I still think the biggest issue is still fundamentally VFAs. If we still use the low pitch belts, I think we could re-engineer printers to knock out some of these issues like Z-wobble and VFAs. Sorry. I was thinking of volatile organic compounds. I was thinking of VOCs. That's what I had in my mind when I said VFAs. Z-wobble. The Z-wobble and everything else are pretty much solved from the control systems right now. The materials also get rid of any sort of ringing and that kind of stuff. It's largely, is the frame of the machine solid enough to keep the head rigid? Well, there's two ways of dealing with the Z-wobble problem back when it was an issue. A control system that just knows how to move a head around a corner, which people could do either by really tuning their acceleration profiles, or a manufacturer just does that or creates a control algorithm, a good PID algorithm that is engineered and tuned for the machine. Or you build a machine that's rigid enough that it can't possibly move. We come from a largely mechanical engineering background. We tuned the profiles, but then we mainly cared about the design of the machine to where the hardware was just reliable when printing that kind of stuff out. So that was the trick that we mainly used. But Bamboo has done all three. I'm not a huge fan of the way Bamboo manufactures their machines, but it's fine. What build size are your machines? Our standard build size is 220 by 220 by 220. That is, every single one of our machines is that build size. Because if you introduce variation into a factory, it just creates radically geometrically increasing problems. So you limit as many of the choices as you possibly can. Plus 95% of parts are the size of your fist that are like manufactured on the planet. So yeah, that's the whole thing. What else? Instagram, what do you guys have? Valeria Momo, what's up? Hey, Thomas. How's it going? Whoops. Here we are. What are designs that folks are working on? How many people, well, actually, yeah, of folks here, how many of y'all are running a business at the moment of some kind? Excuse me. Saturday, I'm in the office. Nice. Who else? Working on my CAD tool. Oh, Pile 3D. You're working on a CAD tool? What is it? What does it do? I sell on eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. Wait a second. If you sell on eBay, Amazon, and Etsy, Pile 3D, what are you doing making a CAD tool? Just got an A1 as my first printer. Exactly to start a business. Nice. Gus Martinez. Gus, if you need help with, are you based in the US or are you international there, Gus? How's it going? Omar, Shemerly, Remco, how's it going, guys? TFMG, H3, you're running one. Lubra, you're not. Gotcha. Currently in prototyping and printer automation robotics. Oh, are you part of one of the companies that has the arm for managing the bamboos? TFMG. Are you in there with those guys? They just I want to say like DMC automation. Called Pile 3D CAD tool on Steam. Many of my products are made with it. What does it do? Like, what is its functionality? It's on Steam. That's cool. Steam's an interesting distribution platform for a CAD program. I like that. That's cool. But hope to come out in March. Netventive, still learning, but hope to come out in March. Okay. Make sure you launch sooner. Don't prepare it for too long. No, but I've been seeing them, and I'm making it very similar with much more. Oh, is it currently active? TMMG, do you have the product, or is it out there? Is it launched? Or are you doing it as like a home project? Gus Martinez, international, but definitely planning on getting some courses for modeling and fusion. Migrating from graphic design to 3D to real physical things 3D is wild. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, the transition from graphic design to 3D modeling is a thing. Gus, if you're international, I would recommend setting up Teleport with your store, because then you can ship to the United States and you don't have tariffs. Because what will happen is if a US customer orders an item from you, Teleport will print and ship it inside of the United States and then ship it down the street. So you only have domestic shipping and production times. That way your customers don't have to wait 2 weeks for the part to arrive and don't have a $15 to $25 tariff and import costs. So I would highly recommend checking that stuff out. Still prototyping, but looking on getting a space right now in Detroit to manufacture. Oh, so you are an independent, TFMG? I've seen, nice. Yeah, I totally was looking into that. Been binging your videos. Oh, sweet, man. Cool. Good. You're learning from the right person. What else is going on? So you're getting a space in Detroit. Are you, TFMG, are you planning to run a service where you're prototyping for folks, or are you going to continue like producing your own products and that kind of thing? I had 40 Pile 3D. I had 43 tools like QR, grids, vase, calculator. Oh, so Pile 3D, is it CAD software, or is it just like a 3D printing tools amalgamation kind of a thing? We have a subreddit called 3D Print Entrepreneurs. If you want to share it over there, I would recommend it because folks like those kind of tools. So yeah, I would definitely do that. My printer needs to finally get delivered, yet no delivery date. But I started already designing parts which may be sellable, like the filter clamp and a 3D espresso knockbox. Ah, nice. Yeah, espresso accessories, actually a pretty darn good niche. If you want to learn about that, go ahead and check out Yan over, what is his channel? I want to say Print Farmers, but I think that might be a school account. Both tools and model generators. Pile 3D, give me a list of 5 of the model generators. What are the things that you're making? Is it boxes or things? Like what are the model generators? Give me some specifics there. I've been working on it for 2 years. Right now I'm prototyping and going to manufacture 3 products with 3 different clients that will also be looking into mass production of my own products soon. That's a tough gig, dude. Doing both client work and internal projects, that can be challenging. I wish you the best, but it is challenging because like the goals of clients are so different from your internal product parameters. And frankly, internal products are way more scalable because you get these 2 or 3 clients and it's great if they scale up, but then they leave and that client wanders off or whatever else it was, or fails or changes or just is demanding. And with mass production, the reason the mass production business model is so bad is if you are manufacturing for a client, you say, okay, we'll make you 1,000 parts. And they say, great, this is what it's going to cost. And then they say, great, we want 10,000 parts. And you're like, here you go. And they're like, we want a deal on that. We want that to be lower cost per part. And you're like, that's fine. We're ordering a few more parts. We're a little bit more efficient. Here we go, 10,000 parts. And then they say 100,000 parts. And we want a better deal on that. And we want stuff. So what happens is your net margins start shrinking as your volumes start to increase because the clients want a deal for throwing more business your direction. So the bigger the production volume, the closer to like break even you start getting. And you see this in like injection molding. In the injection molding world, injection molding companies have like a 3% net margin. It's really, really bad. And every production 3D printing job moves in the same direction because it's the same model. So yeah, it's a challenge to be aware of. Oh yeah, 3D farmers. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Yan made some. He's running a school is kind of his main gig right at the moment. He is building out accessories for like bamboo A1s and that kind of thing to help automate them some, which is a good idea. The challenge just is that there's going to be a new machine that comes out and it's going to break all the stuff that he builds out, which is great for content because you get to keep on making new content, but it's bad from like a product design standpoint. Lumber, you're German. Gotcha. Lumbra, when you're selling these products, here's the thing, you're in Germany. I know that in Germany, you guys have a lot of restrictions on like business income and business creation. These products that you're selling, are you having to set up a business where you have to have the $20,000 in the bank to create the entity and that kind of stuff? Or is there like an exception because you're a cottage business or just starting out? Or like selling them for royalties or something, because I'm always the business, the ability for people in Germany to create businesses. I do not understand the process based on where you are or what your scale is. It sounds like it's very difficult to start up a business, but I don't know if there's rules that like make that easier. I'd love to know. I'm getting up a store, plan to only sell using your service, functional homework and toy ideas I've made over the years for myself and family. I'm a Mechie, so I know they work. Is it too many ideas? It's probably too many ideas because your store will get diluted by several different things. I would say pick one of the genres. If you're a Mechie, I'm going to lean you towards the functional stuff because engineers are better at selling and presenting functional stuff. The toys are good, but the toys are a high liability. So yeah, I would probably focus on the functional stuff, and that way people recognize you for that. Because the thing that kills every hardware business is the fact that you have an item work or a niche work or a category work, but then you end up failing because you can't find the next thing in time. So you like hit gold and it runs, but then you cannot find the next vein of gold before you go out of business. This is the problem with hardware. The genius of Apple is the fact that they can introduce a new iPhone every single year and sell 1 billion of those to people. The most hardware companies never do that. Most hardware companies sell to everybody that they can, and then they have to try to figure out how to sell a subscription to some software upgrade. Otherwise, they can't make a living. And this is technically what Apple does too. But hardware is just super difficult. If you create a product, there's no guarantee that it'll work. Any thoughts on the Spark X i7 Real 3D Daddy? I don't know what that is. The Real 3D Daddy? I'm sorry. Most export as a step. Oh, Pile 3D. I got to check your thing. The list of things. Grids, hook, pixel art, lithophane, pipe adapter are a few. Okay. Grids, when you say grids, you mean like Gridfinity grids? Hooks. Okay, cool. So baseline items and that kind of thing. Hey, Pile 3D, you want to do an integration to where anybody using your things can just get a print delivered? We have an API that will print and ship those parts straight to customers for you. And then you get 1,000, and then you can make money from people buying the actual prints, because there's so many people who buy prints versus the people who buy the files. And then your applications turn into like a consumer product that people more on Steam more broadly can kind of use and engage with, rather than just the people who are interested in 3D printing. So it gives you a way bigger market to address. The new Creality printers want me to show it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't checked on it. Oh, you are working on it, Pal 3D. Sick. Awesome. Let us know if you need any help. We're trying to get more API integration partners rolling. So if you need any help, absolutely happy to help out with that. Okay. We don't review the Real 3D Daddy. We don't review printers, so I don't know or really care about the new printers coming out, because it's just not what we do. For the reviews and the opinions about what printers are good, there's 12 other channels who all do that and are better at it because they look at them and pay attention to them and have some kind of baseline rubric. My rubrics for them about is like, can they work in a print farm? And no one else in the world cares about that in the way that I do. Because my thought is like, could I deploy 1,000 of these and have them run for 5 years, 24/7? No one else cares about that metric. Okay. What's going on over here? The volume, you need to set up a real business. The volume, you need to set up a real business with all the tax issues. Okay, so it's if you have a large business growing in. Is it like, so it's a minimum number of sales per year, and then you have to turn into a quote unquote real business or something in the eyes of the German government? You need to set up, Brian, growing your 3D printing business, what are your main focus? 3D printing, STL, prototyping. So Brian, it depends on what you do. I don't recommend prototyping. STLs are a good business model, but a very limited market, because when you sell STLs, you can only sell to people with 3D printers. And there are only about 2 million people with 3D printers on the planet who then buy new 3D printers. So that's how many people you can sell to. But if you sell a pencil cup, there are 8 billion people on the planet who might need a pencil cup, because all of humans need stuff. So I encourage people to sell products, because it can be as easy as selling files. With applications like Teleport, you don't have to print and ship parts anymore, which is good. You can get access to 1,000 3D printers, and then those print and ship the orders for you. So you get to focus on design, but you're not limited to just 3D printing people buying that design and losing it. So there are, I recommend everybody design a product, because a product is the most scalable and most maintainable. Prototyping is a terrible business, because you can't make it bigger, because there's a limited amount of time that you can spend with each one of the clients. Files is a good business, but it caps out and peaks at some point. You can make a living. It's a lifestyle sort of a business. You make $100,000 to $250,000 there if you're at the top of the game. But if you make a product that's really good, now you can make $1 million or $10 million, because all the infrastructure is there to help you already. And you don't have to build a factory or anything else, but you're still just designing products. Should I focus on my own designs or take someone else's designs for starting the business? Hermata NP, you can absolutely, I would recommend licensing someone else's files, because there are 25 million really good 3D models out there. Like things like this can popper. This is a file that's going to be available for free inside of Teleport. You will be able to just add this to your store if you're a Teleport user. And there was a lot of engineering work that went into making this thing work so that a person can do that stuff. So you get access to really, really good products. And if you know how to market them and everything else, then you can run with them. So I really encourage people to use other people's designs. And there's so many designs that you can find something really original and unique. And it saves you all the effort of designing. So you get to leverage this really big supply of files that you can license and start selling, and then find the ones that work. And then once you find something that works, you can optimize it. So you're like, I sold a bunch of these, but it's got a weirdness in it. I'm going to redesign it from scratch and create my own version that my customers really like even more. And that's how you grow. It's way harder to sell files. Yeah, it's pretty tough to sell files. People will buy prints of the files that are too simple to be sellable. That too. That is very true. Would you recommend any good designers? Brian McCoy, find a genre of stuff that you like, that you understand. If you love Settlers of Catan, go get accessories for Settlers boards and that kind of thing. And that means that you will have a product that you like and that you know how to communicate to people. And that way you can actually create a business that works. If you're picking designers and just randomly pulling stuff down from files things, you're going to fail because you don't have any buy-in to them. You need to understand the thing you're making, because if you're starting a business, it has to be something that you want, that you believe should exist. If you're just like, this is cool, somebody's going to sell this, you're probably going to fail. Do you have any type of contract service where you can provide overflow prints like you mentioned before, or is that set up with Portal? Can you print PC too? So we do have a contract. Yeah, you can plug in Teleport to us, and then orders can go by, but you don't have to have us print them. So you would set up Teleport and just put it in manual mode, and then if there's overflow orders that you need fulfilled, you just say submit to Slant through, or submit, and just click on the ones that you want us to fulfill, and we'll print and ship those as you want us to. Or you can just match up certain items that you just don't want to deal with. You're like, I make 100 of these things a week and I'm tired of printing them myself. I want to work on the special stuff. You can just send those types of items to us to where we're kind of doing the commodity stuff. And that's what a lot of people do. But yeah, you can set that up for free inside of Teleport. Do you have a cost of £10,000 a year and you earn £10,000? It's rated as hobby business. If you earn $12,000, it may not be rated as hobby anymore. Good to know. I've been trying. That's fantastic to know, Lumbra. Thank you so much. Because we've been talking to like designers around portals, and they're like, I don't want to set up portals because I don't want to start a business. And I'm like, I think you can do it and just go, and it's not a business. It's just miscellaneous income. But I didn't know the laws in Germany, and I couldn't get a handle on them. ChatGPT didn't know. But no, that's fantastic to know, so that we can go ahead and figure out ways of helping people. Because like portals is such a good way for international sellers and like file designers to get an extra income. So if you're making a couple $1,000s a year from selling files, you can make $10,000 a year from selling the prints through portals or Teleport, but it's the same amount of effort as selling the files. Do you recommend Shopify or Etsy to start the business? Bryant, do you know how to market? If you know how to market, you can start with Shopify, but it costs $40 a month. If you know how to market, you can start off with a portal store, which is free, and you upload a file and now you're selling, but you have to drive traffic to it. Etsy has some organic traffic. My general rule of thumb is if you list 20 items over on Etsy and you can sell one organically in about the first 3 months, then you should run ads, and Etsy's a pretty good spot to do because Etsy is pretty easy to run ads on. So if you're just starting out and you are fine with Etsy, I would suggest Etsy. If you know how to drive traffic or you know social media, use portals because then you're saving the startup cost. How do you avoid similar products? Don't even think about that, Poster Rob. There's so many items out there that similar products to other designers and that kind of stuff doesn't even matter. It doesn't come up. If you go to like one of the most popular designers on Thangs, you can see the number of downloads that they have. And they have like 100 downloads of their most recent models. 10% of those will be commercial, which means there are 10 other people trying to sell that file. If you take good photos and create good listings, you will be way ahead of those 10 other guys all the time. 3D printing, 3D, how do you do shipping? We put it in a box and we hand it to the person and he carries it to who gets it. So in the context of Teleport, if you're a store, you plug into Teleport, and when you get an order, we will print it and ship it via UPS or USPS, and we will ship international or within the United States. A lot of people use this mainly for the United States. So that's how we do it. You just plug into Teleport, and then we take care of all the back end for you. Do you have it? Do I have everybody here? if you're running the side gig here and you have losses, you can lower your taxes from your main job. So at some time, the state can request an overall profit projection, which is then mandatory. Oh, all right, you have loss, you can lower your taxes. That's fair. To be fair, we have that same thing in the IRS or here in the United States. Yes, if you're lying about or trying to avoid taxes by creating a loss in a business or something like that, yeah, you get in trouble over here too. I think that's pretty universal. All right, what's up, guys? What else? Tomorrow we got podcasts. We will do a live stream again tomorrow. We do these every week. There's about 10 minutes left in this one, and then I got to go back to work because we're working on some production jobs this weekend. I'm kind of new to 3D modeling. Based on your experiments, what would you recommend using as a modeling software? Whatever works for you, Rajid. The Fusion 360 is very common. Shaper is one we've used that works well on an iPad. Onshape is kind of popular right now. If you're just starting out, you can use Tinkercad or STL Bash. Those are all simple things. If I understand Teleport correctly, I will sell my product via my Shopify, and you guys will make and send the item through Teleport. Correct. Real Logs 3D, that is exactly what happens. You connect Teleport up to Shopify store. When you get an order, we print it, we put it in a box, and we ship it straight to your customer for you. That way you don't have to run a print farm. Teleport's really useful for folks who are just trying to save time on a print farm, because if you run a print farm, you have a job. You have to refill machines at 2 in. You gotta ship out the orders even when you don't have the orders and all this other stuff. So there's this ongoing sort of an issue, or like it's just this ongoing job to where you can't leave or take a break without shutting your store down, which is really bad. So Teleport lets you have your orders be printed and shipped so that you get 1,000 machines on tap. Because Teleport is supported by our main mega farm, which is spec'd out for over 3,000 machines. So there's just the scale that you get a hold of that has never been possible. How much do you charge for an hour consultation? I started a 3D print business creating and selling accessories in the 2A space, and I'm having issues with scaling. I have all my licensing, FYI. Nice. Sanko Hand Industries. I'm here right now. Ask me the question. Ask the question out loud so that everybody else can learn from it. I don't do 1 hour consulting with people. I'm not available for that. I am right here, right now. I do this for an hour every single day. Anyone can ask a question, and I will do my best to answer it. And what's great about it is that everybody else watching can learn from it going forward. I am really not a fan of private or siloed information because it's just a waste of everybody's time. Every business is trying to fight to find the answers to what their problems are. If somebody else has if someone has the problem, someone else probably has the same problem. So if I can answer it publicly, it solves it for a bunch of people all at once. So if you got a question, go ahead and answer it, ask it, and I will help you right here, right now. Yeah, if you're having problems scaling your business, accessories in the 2A space, are you having problems scaling because of customers or because of meeting demand? Those are two different issues. The supply and the demand. Where do you have the trouble? Nozzle diameters do you use? How about 1.8 millimeter? We use a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. 1.8 we'll use on our. We have a single 4-foot large printer that's not publicly available. We use it for internal projects. It uses a 1 millimeter nozzle. What do you suggest for reaching customers? Also, I want to improve my model's quality with G-codes, but the latter is more on me. Yeah, go ahead and do that. To get more customers, you need to start making videos. Pick TikTok, Instagram, or something else and make videos. Go. How you get customers is you go get customers. You start making a bunch of videos. You start making 10 videos a day until you figure out what is good. Or you start calling 20 to 50 people a day and you get used to it. That's how you get customers. That's the only way of getting customers. If you're at the point where you're asking how to get more customers, you probably should not buy ads. You need to learn how to communicate what your offering is. So you need to make a video, and the style of the video is a demonstration of your product saying, hey, what's up, everybody? Here's the video. I will film a video for you right now. What's up, everybody? This is the new can popper. I've designed it in my spare time, and I've started selling it on my website. It's a great can koozie for keeping your cans cool, and when you're dry and you need a new one, you're able to reload it just as fast as and way more fun than anything else out there. So go ahead and get your grenade can koozie over at slant3d.com. Have a great day. And there's your short. Now film that 10 more times in different ways. That's how you get customers. If you don't like being on camera, find a way. You're an entrepreneur. Your job is to find the way. As a restricted. Yeah. Okay. Are all the filament offerings in Teleport going to be available in portals eventually? Maybe. Portals is designed to really help folks who are just getting started. So it's designed to guide people to the best-selling items. So like the colors inside of portals are top-selling colors. So if you're making an item in that color, you have an above-average probability of getting a sale. And we also are fighting with how to make all those colors searchable inside of portals. Because when you give people more choices, you just create problems. And if people are having to pick from 20 different colors inside of portals, it's a really bad experience when we're trying to get people to list an item in 30 seconds. If you're scrolling through a bajillion colors, you can't get it listed in 30 seconds and you give up. So the portals will always be a little bit more restricted than Teleport. Teleport is built for professional users. So that's kind of how they deal with it. I want a system to easy manage orders to print, inventory, quality control, review for R&D like Odoo, but easier and for 3D print industry. All websites just to manage 3D print farm must connect it, not for. Hey, Ahmed. Yeah, that's a lot to ask for. That's a whole system. You're looking for a whole factory line. That's probably not going to be a piece of software you can get a hold of for another 5 years. The only ones who've built a stack that complete, I think, is us. I was literally talking to one of our folks who works on our production line yesterday in her one-on-one, and we were talking about like how do we do post-processing QC, and we were talking through, okay, we need to get some AI cameras set up. How do we get these models trained? We have enough data now from years of printing these parts of photos of good and bad prints that's good. We need to now figure out what we're going to do. There's a website which has a lot of colors of filaments translated in hex or RAL codes. If maybe that's what? Need to try Teleport, but before I jump into it, how does it sync with Odoo? I have multiple companies, website, e-commerce, API, URL docs, module with Odoo. Odoo, I think, will plug straight into us to where you literally just connect your Odoo dashboard straight into like Shipto or ShipStation. If you are a software person, you can plug your Odoo desktop straight into our API, and that's fine too. And you can have the things automatically ordered there. So both of those are options. I think Odoo will plug into Teleport directly, and then all of your websites will go straight into there. And then, or you can, if you're a software person, you can use our API to just plug straight into Odoo. Those are both options. I'll need to look up specifically Odoo to see how that would go, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you can definitely do that. Are there filament off? There's a website which has a lot of colors, filaments translated to XRL. Did I miss something earlier? Cinema. Love the India buddy. Just started a 3D printing business, and just tell me what is the best way to kickstart the business. So if you're in India, the thing you probably want to do is connect your store up to Teleport, because then you can sell into the United States. In India, you have international shipping cost and time to send orders to customers in the United States. And customers in the United States buy the most. So you need to set up Teleport so that when a customer in the US buys, it is printed and shipped inside the US. That way you do not have international shipping costs. You do not have international shipping delays. You need to connect to Teleport, and that will basically double your sales. It could double your sales overnight, because you're now shipping to a higher value customer, and you don't have to do more work. So connect up to Teleport is the thing I generally recommend if you are starting a print business in India. If you are just doing prototyping, then you're in India and you can't really go travel very far. Should I use Shaper or something else? Few 6662. Shaper's fine. Shaper's a perfectly good CAD software. If it's working for you, you don't need anything different. Definitely a creator comedy in the micro manufacturing space. Yeah, it kind of is. You need to do some content, but it doesn't have to be. So like we have people who use Teleport and they make like spare parts for local landscaping companies. They go to like a lawn care company and they say, hey, you've got a bunch of lawnmowers with broken tires. We will create replacements for those tires. And then whenever you need them, just scan this QR code and the new part will show up. And the new part is made through portals. So there's ways of doing it to where you're not a creator. You can just be a salesperson or a manufacturing partner. There are factories who do like tooling and jigs and spare parts that way too. So if you're selling a product like this, you have to make a TikTok and now you have to be a creator. But if you're making other products in traditional manufacturing, you can absolutely get away without doing that. Is it possible to somehow integrate your colors in there so the customer can have an exact reference? We have photos of our colors. So there are sample photos. If you go to slantpod.com and look for colors, there are photos of all of our colors printed off. And we use our duck mascot printed in all the colors so that you can have people see what the reference is. You can then use those colors to run in an AI model to change your model to your print to look like that color. So there's ways to get it done. Yeah, definitely ways to get it done. What is Teleport? Is this a shipping courier? Teleport is a print service. So it will plug into your Shopify store. And when you get an order, Teleport will print the item, put it in a box, and ship it to the customer for you. It is a Teleport is 1,000 3D printers that you get to use that will print items for your business. I have a part that needs modifiers to be able to print. How do you handle that? Are you guys checking and modifying the slicer settings before they are produced? So Realogs 3D, that can be done. If you're in the enterprise tier of Teleport, modifier files can be used. But generally, I recommend modifying the CAD so that localized areas of high infill are in the CAD model. And that way you never have to worry about the slicer or having the 3MF be interpreted incorrectly and that kind of stuff. 3MFs are really fragile. But if you have a good CAD model that has the features to create those modifiers inside of it, that eliminates that issue and is way more robust because you can print it on any machine at any time, all the time. Let's see. I totally agree with you. I just haven't figured that solution yet. What are you doing? Realogs, what are the like modifiers that you need? I assume they're like high infill. If you need high infill, you can just do like micro slits inside the part, and those will create high infill areas. Okay, so Teleport will print things for me, and they will directly ship models according to the order. Yes, ABH, that is correct. That is how it works. Yeah, upload the model, and when you get an order, Teleport will print it and ship it to your customer for you. You have to create or sell an Odoo plugin module by Slant 3D, or I would build and offer to the public, but I can do both. Just not waiting to step on toes. It's best small to medium-sized ERP. Oh, I think Odoo. Hold on. Let me check something. Odoo. Yeah, Odoo has third-party connector modules on the Odoo apps that will connect to Shippo. Let me see. ShipStation. Yeah. The other option is if Odoo is just watching it, you can connect each one of your stores into Shippo or ShipStation so that the orders flow over there. But if you want to build like the integration, go crazy. Yes, go build it. Please go build it. We need more people building this stuff. It is amazing to me that we have had the API out for 18 to 24 months, and it doesn't have more people building applications on top of it because you get 1,000 3D printers through the API. Build some integrations. Go crazy. Like we're super down for that and super down to help wherever we possibly can for people building that stuff. So if you want to build the plugin for it, go ahead and do it. We don't have on roadmap to build a store specific integration for Odoo. On the topic of connecting to Teleport, which country's jurisdictions can you work with? Is it just US? Because I would love to work with you, but I live in Russia. I think you can get connected. I don't know. I don't know of any reason you couldn't. So you can set up a Shopify store and plug it into Teleport. That's fine. Yeah, Teleport has a lot of international users. So yeah, it is not restricted to the US. Anyone in the world can use Teleport or portals. Is it possible to adjust wall count? You can adjust wall count if you're in the enterprise tier of Teleport. We can reslice it with a custom wall count. The other option, though, there too, is to like run micro features around the outside, and then the wall gets thicker. We have an old video. It looks like a plane wing in the thumbnail. I can't remember the title, but it's probably from about a year and a half ago, where we talk about how to make the surfaces of parts thicker by putting features underneath there that make them stronger. I'll build on the Odoo third-party ones are so-so. Cool, thanks. Oh, awesome. Hey, man, yeah. Leonard, if you need any help, reach out to us at like support@Slant3D or info@Slant3D.com. And we can try to help with the app if you need any help. I know developers don't really like to share, but if you need to. Okay, let's see here. What else? TFMG, yeah, there's in the enterprise tier, we will slice apart however you want. On the enterprise tier, anyone can have any material. They can get multi-material. They can get a slightly larger build volume because they can go directly into Bamboo machines if they want to. So yeah, if you send over a 3MF, it'll just be sliced according to the 3MF. So that's all available there. That's a good time to use Teleport, but I'm looking for advice to sell things locally here in India. That's fair. Yeah, ABH, that's totally fair. But yeah, you limit how big your business can get if you're only restricted to India. In my experience, threads need speed reduction. When I think of threads, I'm thinking of meta threads, as in like the Twitter clone. Okay, View 662. I don't know, man. We don't review 3D printers. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of it. Any final questions here? We're probably going to call it. Any last hoorahs? All right, we're going to probably call it right there then. We do another stream tomorrow at noon, same time as this one. So if anybody needs any additional help, let me know, and we can run from there. Thank you guys all so much for watching. A couple final questions. You used to have a system status page to help us figure out best times to essentially larger volumes and or more complex. System status page to help us figure out best times to essentially... Hey, Leonard B., no. You get a status of the individual jobs, but you don't get to see like capacity usage, because we at 99.5% of orders ship in under 2 days, regardless of if you order 100 parts or 1 part. So that's kind of how that goes. So you can just send a slicer file. No, you can't send a slicer file. You need to send the model and like a 3MF and slice your settings. An original G code won't do it, because that's how you get hacked. How much black PLA have you used ever? I don't know how many literal tons of black PLA we have used. I know we produce several tons of black PLA a month, so that much. Third-party parts, do you have step files for them? Yes, there are 3D models of third-party parts on STL Bash and on SlantPod. Is there another word for threads? I'm aiming for bolt and nut thread. Oh, threads. Gotcha. So what was that question again around threads? In my experience, threads need speed reduction. They can, but that's irrelevant to our slicer settings. The parts will print out fine. Alrighty, folks. Yeah, sounds good. If you are designing threads, use as few threads as possible. That's the big thing. Just don't make them very steep. Oh, a speed reduction modifier? Real logs, you don't need that in our system. The slicer's too smart. It'll catch that. Yeah, you do not need speed modifiers on the outer threads. That won't be an issue. Alrighty, guys. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.